The Soup presents Chicks Man, the whacked out women of reality TV. Brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Woof, woof.
Featuring top model meltdowns, bratty bachelorettes,
Please don't use the whip.
ones with big boobs,
Then what are you here for?
and half the cast of The Hills. Plus the Bad Girls Club, the girls of That's Amore, and lots more Chicks Man.
And I was born to rock.
Now, here's the host.
Okay, folks, so I just wanted to say hi, of course, and thank you for coming to my channel. And I also wanted to report something that I saw that I thought was interesting. This is another kind of scandal in Sweden. Well, it's severe, actually. And it has to do with, I guess, some of the female Swedish police officers. And it's led to some tragic events. So let's take a look at this. Another large scandal in Sweden. Female Swedish police officers have been targeted by immigrants on dating apps, sleeping with them and then handing over critical police information to migrant gang clans that have led to 4 deaths. So that's obviously the tragic part for sure. And it says, PM Ulf Christensen says, it is very serious. After 30 officers were found, 30, wow, compromised through strategically selected sexual relationships leading to at least 4 deaths in gang-ridden Sweden. So these women spread their legs for these invaders, then turn on the very institution they were employed by. Women should not be police officers, reason number 13,564. Female, quote, empowerment and feminism is a shit test. Men get women in order or hostile migrants will, and they will use them against you. Okay, now this is based on a report from the European Conservative, and Henrik Palmgren, obviously he feels super strongly about this. I can understand his feelings for sure, but I think there might be, I'm going to push back. I actually agree in some respects. I'm going to push back just a bit because I don't know if it's necessarily like a women thing necessarily than just people who are compromised. Okay, now let's just before you go after me for some of that, I'm gonna kind of go through some of the comments, which we'll see a wide array of comments on this and see what some people say because I think it's interesting. Let's go to the article for a minute. Let's see. The scandal has grown so big in a matter of days that even the head of Swedish government was forced to comment on it. It's very serious and we need to address it. Oh, very good. And Sweden, of course, as you know, has long been grappling with criminal gangs, like primarily coming from migrant neighborhoods. Shocker, huh? Crime rates, including rape and murder, have skyrocketed in the country in recent years, leading to an increasing public demand to limit immigration. Swedish conservative MEPs have often brought up the problem in European Parliament while calling for an end to mass migration, but are often met with disbelief or ridicule from their leftist colleagues. Well, yeah, because those leftist colleagues probably get quite a bit of money for pushing immigration and this open borders policy that is obviously a disaster. Bringing in so many darn good engineers, lawyers, and doctors for sure. So on this, Daniel Reese says, we have a serious woman problem in the West. Raycon says, this is what happens in a female-oriented society. They get their fellow people killed in pursuit of their own interests. This is what the civil rights movement gave us, an inversion of the natural order. Let's see, name and shame these women, then fire. Don't know how white women find them attractive. Or white women, okay. Uncle Frank, he's pretty mad. He says women have absolutely zero loyalty and will sell out their own if they think it will help them in the slightest. Those traitors should be removed from society. Let's see, you get what you deserve. 30 officers in Sweden. What % of Swedish female officers is that? What the hell is going on over there? One more reason that women should not be cops. Women have no place in government. Okay, obviously there's a lot of bias one way here, and I'm not trying to ride the fence. I actually do have an opinion on this, but it's that, yes, this is a problem. I believe that As police, I'm fine with I guess a woman being a cop is fine, but I believe there's probably certain things they probably shouldn't be doing as a cop because, well, this more has more to do with taking down a suspect and stuff like that. I just feel like they just don't have the physical ability most of the time to take down a subject or to get in a situation where their life is in danger because the suspect can overpower them. And when that happens a lot, then I think that might be not the best for women cops. Okay, just my opinion though. But somebody says here something kind of interesting though, they're pushing back a bit. They said, honeypots were used to compromise male intelligence assets for decades. While I'm not going to deny that this scandal in Sweden is a very big problem that must be addressed, it isn't a problem unique with women, but to men as well. And I agree with that too. I believe there's plenty of, it's just different ways of compromising the system too. Things like this that have happened in the past, like in the 70s, I think there was during the time of the Stasi and East Germany, the existence of East Germany, well, there was spying on a massive scale between the Soviet Union and the United States. Well, there's a lot of U.S. bases, Army bases, military bases, Air Force bases in Germany. And so an East German spy, a woman, was in West Germany, of course. There were a lot that were roaming around there. And she she went to a bar and she was there to get information from people. And she spotted an American soldier, American GI. She got some information from him. And as opposed to most situations, she actually killed him. I think she either poisoned him or murdered him somehow later that night. So yeah, I mean, it's been around for a while, but yeah, of course they're going to, do that. So Vidar Odinson says, women should not be allowed anywhere near the police force, military, firefighting, and many other areas. Feminism rose to power prior to the collapse of the Roman Empire, so we have historical evidence that empowering women destroys empires. Yeah, well, there is some truth to a little bit of this, like historically it says, remember the French women post-World War II, head shaved, paraded through the streets, collaborators ended up in a bad way. And these were women who had collaborated with like Weimar soldiers who were stationed in France during the time. And I think they had provided information on like French resistance. So yeah, they had betrayed their people. So I remember that. And many of those women actually were hung too in some of these small villages for betraying those people because those people suffered too. War is horrendous, isn't it? This is horrible. Will these women see justice in Sweden? Yeah, these women should. They should be brought to justice. Again, there are vulnerabilities that are provided like through women, okay, in these positions of authority, like law enforcement. And there's also vulnerabilities among guys too. Okay, so I'm going to be honest. Palmgren, our police branch in Sweden, has been corrupt since the early 2000s. But it is only showing now. It only protects the people who live in Danderyd, don't know about that, and leaves the working class to fend for itself. I bet they referred to themselves as strong, independent women, but eventually sold out for the D. Peak strength and independence. This is no new tactic. Spies have been doing this for a long time, to men too. Critical and tide-turning information was leaked during wars, and yet we have not been able to solve this problem and train staff not to talk about work in the bedroom. Disgraceful. Okay, there was one post where one of the female officers helped a gang member they caught escape prison, and then she left with him to live a life. Well, if that's true, I can't imagine that is a great life, but that's bad. Like, that is bad. You've done wrong there. 30 out of 7,300. This is actually pretty common. Women love criminals because of their outlaw status. If that's happening in Sweden, imagine how bad it is in ghetto America or third world countries. It's crazy out there. Well, I do believe in that. There is something to that, because you do see that where you have like Charles Manson or some serial killer in prison, and they'll get like tons of love letters from women. I always thought this was a strange phenomenon, but that got the juices flowing. And now I'm thinking of that going, well, that is kind of true. And there is something to that dynamic that you see where there is like a certain segment of women or whatever that are like, I want the bad guy. I want the danger, you know. I don't want the safe guy. I don't want the nice guy. I want the dangerous guy, you know, the guy with the motorbike or whatever. You know, there is something to that stereotype. But same exact thing could happen and has happened to men for centuries. Well, yeah, I believe that. Samahante disagrees and says, I've said this before, I will say it again. Remove women from the police. Remove women from the army. They can stay with the police inside the offices doing management only. Chikanoga Zengwe, can't even see this. I've stayed legally in Germany, and I was surprised to see German women immersed in African cultures. They spend time with us, listen to our music, sample our food, and date and sleep with migrants. Their curiosity leaves European women vulnerable to immigrants with bad intentions. Very interesting. Yeah. Somebody says, aren't many of those so-called female Swedish police officers also non-white? I don't know. We don't know that. Islam is right about women. Well, I don't know about that. I don't think so. Maybe they're not white women. Maybe they're diversity hires. I doubt it's white women. It's probably the non-white female hires. You know, that there might be something to that too, because there's some loyalty. If it's police officers who are women, who happen to be women, but they are, say, from Africa or the Middle East, or that's their heritage, they might have some loyalty to that too. Okay? And I'm just saying, regardless of whether you like that or not, whether that statement sounds bad or not or whatever, it doesn't matter. I still believe that's truth, though. That truth exists regardless of whether you like it or not. So let's see. Women have to be removed from everywhere but the kitchen. This is a serious treason problem with our women. I'm wondering why is this a migrant problem rather than a policing one? Many people were caught in a honey trap before. Maybe educate your officers in integrity and dishonesty issues before blaming others. Lovely bit racism. Okay. Well, anyway, let me know what you think. I just thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know. A lot of opinions on that, but definitely you've got a major problem of integrity in your police force. And so anyway, just wanted to bring that up and see what your thoughts were, see some of the comments, and subscribe if you like, and put a like on the video if you like it, and please comment below, and I will talk to you later. Bye.